going on? What's going on? I want a round of applause. You give me a round. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. This is Christmas Eve. This is a double Eve. And this whole Shabranskyy thing, what is it about the Shabranskyy thing that, what is it about? I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what it is. Okay. Look, I'm sure Shabranskyy is a great guy, right? He's an exciting fighter and everything, but it's just like I know their dreams were crushed when that knockout happened. I know their dreams were crushed. I know it. They could try and play it off. Like, you got Thunderdome over there. He's doing this. He's doing this. I mean, people like thinking that I'm upset about the Shabranskyy thing. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I like Barrera. I talk to Barrera all the time. I just got off the phone with him. We have conversations. We talk about our families and everything. We do our thing. Me, I don't care. Shabranskyy, I don't care about Shabranskyy. Shabranskyy, I never said anything like he was the next victim. Who said that? We just said he's an exciting fighter. That's all we said. Like, what? No, you didn't. All right. Now we never said Shabranskyy was a shit. We never said that. We were only saying Shabranskyy was just exciting. And they're trying to just change it. Well, it was a good fight. I told you there was going to be a knockout. It's exciting. I don't quite. When you say there's even a knockout, I don't quite think that's what you meant. Something tells me that wasn't quite. What? but in all seriousness, like this Shabranskyy thing, it's more than just Shabranskyy. It is. It's more than Shabranskyy. See, Shabranskyy, he's been exposed. It's over. I get it. There's no real need to continue talking about Shabranskyy. I get it. And I agree with that notion, right? And look, it doesn't mean I'm not going to watch the guy fight. He's exciting, right? I mean, it's exciting to watch him get knocked out. Like we need fighters like that. We need guys that get knocked out and give us those knockout highlight reels. No, but in all seriousness, if he knocks guys out, they knock him out, or whether it's exciting. If there's one thing for sure, it's that Shabranskyy is an okay fighter, and that's it. You see, if they would have just said all along, hey, Shabranskyy is up and coming, he's an exciting fighter. I don't think he's going to be like the top of the mountain, but my God, this dude's exciting, right? If they would have just stuck to that, then nobody would be giving them shit right now. But this whole everything about the whole Shabranskyy thing, it's a big, to them, it's this. It's, really what it is that they just want to kick Eastern Europeans when they're down. Why do people want to, no. Right? Now, I admit I'm kicking somebody while they're down. Okay, I admit that. I am guilty. Right? But it has nothing to do with that. Shabranskyy could have been anything. Okay, Shabranskyy could have been a Spaniard. Okay, he could have been, from England. Okay, Shabranskyy could have been from Thailand. Okay, he could have been some Asian dude. He could have been a black dude. It really doesn't matter to me, right? When you hype somebody up that much because you have a hatred for a fighter so much that you believe that fighter is avoiding this force of nature called Shabranskyy, right? Right? And you go out of your way to claim it was never he's exciting and why is everybody attacking poor Shabranskyy? All of a sudden, see, it's not about the fighter Shabranskyy. It's about the idea and the fantasy that you had about Shabranskyy. Okay, the idea of it. The idea of this individual being such a force that Andre Ward was running scared of him. That is the part that's hilarious, right? And the reality that you refused to give Andre Ward credit for his victory over Barrera, and you would use Shabranskyy as the guy that, really, he fought Barrera, but he refuses to get in the ring with Shabranskyy? And then, ironic enough, and this is what time always does. Time always reveals the big lie. Now, it never does it this fast, But I was expecting, maybe in 2-3 years, they're going to learn their lesson. They're going to learn that Shabransky's in all that. But the motherfucking shit happened in 4 months. Right? Which is good. It works out for me. I get to move on from the situation. I get to make fun of them for a couple of videos, and then, but it's once it's over, it's over. Right? You see, what you need to do when you get the L, you need to just shut up. A lot of guys need to learn how to shut up. You need to learn how to stop saying things they're not true. Stop saying things like, Ward will never get in the ring with Kovalev, because you know how stupid you look when he does get in the ring with Kovalev and wins a decision. Right? And then you look dumb because obviously you were wrong. He did get in the ring. Oh, he didn't show up to the first press conference. What does that even mean? The fight still happened as scheduled. All right? It still happened as scheduled. Remember that whole thing? You remember that? The whole, he didn't show up to the press conference. Huh? What do you got to say about this, huh? What do you mean? What do you want me to say? He didn't show up to, what am I supposed to say? Oh, you want me to just jump in the bandwagon and be like, yeah, he's scared. He's scared of Kovalev. He's scared of Shabranskyy. Shabranskyy was their insurance policy. That's what Shabranskyy was. In case Kovalev didn't make it, Shabranskyy was the fallout guy. That's what he was. And then Barrera ruined it all. Right? And now they're like, nah, we were always cool with Barrera. All of a sudden, he's best pals with Barrera and shit. And him and Barrera go out and they have a brewski every day, Every day they call each other on the phone. They talk all the time. They're in that personal level, conversation-wise, right? Okay, good. I don't know if that's true or not, but I assume it is. I mean, that would be a big lie to just say, right? Now does Barrera know some of the things that people put in your comment sections about him when Andre Ward was fighting him? Okay, do you go over those comments? Probably not. I'm going to venture to say no. Right? And it has nothing to do with, oh, you've been wrong about fights. It's not about that. Right? I've never claimed that a fighter is so feared and in a murderous role and everybody's running scared from him. Andre Ward's running scared, and then he gets exposed like this. And you guys were the ones watching a lot of film of the guy. I only seen him fight once, and he was struggling and shit. I said, what the fuck did they see? I don't know. Right? I'm just well, okay, maybe it was just a bad fight. And then I started watching more film, and I'm like, this dude is not even a fully developed fighter. And I'm listening to these videos about how he's such a machine. A machine? Well, I guess anything could be a machine, I mean, a Toshiba laptop's a machine. It's not a really good machine, but it's a machine, all right? Right? I guess a Sanyo TV's a machine. It's not a really good one, but, Okay. So there's a lot of machines that aren't really, all that, but I guess, but this whole idea, I mean, Ward's not going to fight. Ward knows what's going to happen if he gets to the ring with him. You know what's funny, though, is that when they say, right, in that, I always wondered, do they really believe it? I've always wondered that. When they say things like, he'll never get in the ring with Kovalev, did they honestly believe that? No, did they believe it? Was it do they put themselves in why do they corner themselves like that? Everybody knew the fight was going to likely happen, but they fell for the, the okie doke, man. They fell for the big lie that Ward is a scared individual. I don't know. Maybe they just look at him and they assume that, just how do you know? I just look at him oh, what do you look at? You just know he's that scared. He's trembling. So why do you say things like that? Why do you say things he's not going to get in the ring with these guys? Why do you say things like, oh, he fought a bum like Barrera, but he's avoiding a monster like Shabranskyy? Yeah. But, it's, and if you don't personally say that, why do I see that same theme in your comment sections? Why do I see that? Right? Like, why is it that when somebody said Ward will never fight these guys, the only comment you can leave is, oh, yeah, that's a murderous row right there. A murderous row. That is a fail of the year. Check out my fail of the year video, by the way. But yes, I mean, you have to understand here. And you know what's funny? And what I was going to say was when they say something like, and the reason I'm asking, do they really believe it? Or because if you listen to the way they word things, it's kind of like, well, they could actually be right. So, for example, the Ward fight with Shabranskyy won't happen because Ward knows what would happen in that fight. Yeah, I think we all know what would happen in that fight, including Ward and Shabranskyy, by the way. All right, so it's they're implying like, oh, he's scared of what Shabransky's going to do. It's if you just take their words, that they're just saying, oh yeah, he knows what's gonna. All they're saying is that they know that Ward knows what's going to happen. That's why the fight's not going to happen. Okay, so he knew it would be a pretty easy fight, pretty much. All right. Okay, so I guess Ward does know what would happen, and but that's that, right? Oh no, but he was in negotiations with him, and they tried to screw him over, and because negotiating purses in boxing is such a new thing. Like nobody's ever done it ever. Like nobody negotiates. Come on, give me a fucking break, all right? Okay, we're in the age of the fucking divas, and then you want to complain because somebody's negotiating for money. All right? You got dudes out here asking for catch weights and shit, and making up their own rules and their own belts, and just dumb shit like that. And then, but you're mad because Ward's asking for more money. And what the fuck? Like, oh, he doesn't want to fight outside of the U.S. Like, oh, is he the only fighter in all of boxing? Right? It's that only fights in his country. No, right? No, but what about all the fighters that come from some poor ass country to fight in the U.S.? That's because their country's broke. That's why they fight here. All right, I understand. I don't doubt that they love their country, but there's no money there. All right. So are they doing the same thing Ward's doing? Right? And they didn't care about the money. Money's an American thing. Ward needs Americans caring about money. Then why are you fighting in this country? Because of what? The money. All right? Like, that's why they're here. All right? But anyway. Again, this is not, and I know somebody that doesn't know the full backstory could come and be like, oh man, this dude, he's just being harsh on this poor fighter. I mean, he just got knocked out. He could still come back. He could still make a comeback. And, I know, if you're expecting some Clubber Lang type comeback, like Rocky did after Clubber Lang, I don't know what to tell you, okay? But can he come back and have some exciting fights, even fights of the year, and still be like a top 5 fighter in a division or something? Of course he can. And I hope he is. I do. Because I do feel kind of bad, because his name is attached to the idea that a lot of these individuals had, this was the idea that they had, and it was destroyed, it was destroyed. In fact, it's kind of sad, especially, I mean, think about it. Their dreams were shattered like right before Christmas, right before the holiday season, right? And their dreams were crushed. I mean, they sound heartbroken right now. Everybody's, they're coming after Shabranskyy. He's just a fighter, man. He's just a fighter. He's just trying to make a living. And all these motherfuckers coming out just making fun of him. And no. All right, look. Right. Like a poor guy. This is coming from the same people, by the way, that have no problem with a roided up Povetkin knocking a dude out senseless in Russia. Right? It's coming from those same people. Like, oh man, he just got knocked out. And they'll play the victim in this way. Poor Shabranskyy just got knocked down, and you want to kick him while he's down? It's not, we're not kicking Shabranskyy down. Okay, we're kicking you down. Right? But the same people that are defending a juiced up Povetkin knocking a dude out in Russia are trying to get empathy for Shabransky's knockout loss. Like, fuck you, right? Like, ooh, poor guys, right? Plus, it's funny. This whole thing's funny. Okay, like we have to, in a way, in all seriousness, we have to thank these people because, these laughs, man, they don't come easy. They don't come easy, laughs like this. They really don't. And they're providing us with some great laughs. They just are. I hope they make more bold statements. They keep making them, like the more, the better, because more shit to make fun of later. Right? Like, oh, yeah, Ward, you already know Ward. He wouldn't even get in the ring with no more Eastern Europeans ever. Like, just no, give us more. Just give us more. All right. Like, I just want to, whatever it takes. All right. Whatever it takes, just say crazy shit, just do it, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I just, first of all, who's this other name? Let me bring up this name because this man. All right, check it out. All right, just because somebody brought this up, because on the biggest hype job fail of the year, so somebody actually had a dispute. All right, so I want to know people's thoughts. Maybe we need to revise the biggest hype job fail of the year. Right, so the original winner, the current winner of this, by the way, the current winner is, there is a petition. There's a petition to overturn, right, biggest hype job fail of the year, and I do want to know people's opinions about this because DStyle listens to the people, okay, and I want to know what you think. And I take this very serious now, right? So the petition is, hey, we need to overturn, right, the whole Shabranskyy being in the. How could you overturn this? Shabranskyy was in a murderous role, okay? All right, Shabranskyy was the most feared fighter in the division. Ward didn't want to fight him because, quote unquote, Ward knew what would happen. All right, this is Shabranskyy, right? He knocked down Brand. Remember the whole sparring thing? He knocked out Brand with bigger gloves and headgear. Something Ward couldn't do. Remember that shit? We're talking about practice. Right? I don't know how this could be overturned, but I'm going to give it an opportunity. And the opportunity is the following. Right? Tronovsky, who Crawford was ducking, quote unquote, and he got KO'd in less than a minute. Right? So is the fail of Tronovsky bigger than the fail of Shabranskyy? Sure, he got knocked out right away. I get it. But I don't remember. Maybe I missed it. Was there really people saying that Crawford was ducking this guy? Because if this is true, and people were saying this, we got to maybe revise this. And maybe Shabransky's name could be cleared from the record. I'll delete that video and this one if evidence could be provided to me that there was individuals saying, all right, that Tronovsky was being avoided by Crawford, right? If you could provide me with that evidence, then he might just take the cake. It just depends what they say. It's hard to overcome. He's in the murderous role, the sparring footage, Ward's running scared, to like getting knocked out by an opponent that Ward fought to avoid said guy, which in this case is Shabranskyy. I mean, that holy shit is that a mouthful, right? That's a lot of shit right there. It's a lot to chew on, you know? But this is, I think we got something for the first time we can overturn the decision, right? Which is, it's not fair to take an award away from somebody, right? But somebody in my video, live while I was doing it, pulled a Kanye West and said, yo, I'm going to let you finish, you know, but Shabranskyy, right, deserves this award, you know? So I'm just thinking, okay, is it Troyanovsky or like, I don't know, how do you say it? How do you pronounce this shit? You know, or they could be co-winners, you know? And why do they end with E, you know? Like, Shabranskyy, like, you know, probably because when they get knocked out, you're like, ee, you know, what's going on with that? But you see, I take this stuff serious, and we have to analyze it. Look, who's going to win this? Because the real winner deserves the award, right? And that's just the reality. I don't know. We could overturn that though. I mean that cause it's not just about being a fail. It's about the narrative being put out there and the narrative falling so flat. I mean, you can't beat this man. I mean, the moment I woke up that one day, right, and had breakfast, and while having breakfast, I put my headphones on and I started scrolling through my YouTube subscriptions, and I saw Shabranskyy knocked out by Barrera. A smile came to my face. I looked up the fight before I even listened to anybody's, you know, commentary about it. I probably listened to 1 or 2 videos actually, but I ended up eventually looking at the fight soon right after that, and it was a beautiful sight to see, right? So I don't know. Should we overturn the decision? You know, or can there be can we rename another award? You know, like you see, this is some serious shit here. That this needs to be evaluated by the masses. All right. I don't know. This is fun, man. All right. This is this is the most fun I've had in a month of December here on YouTube. Because a lot of shit, like, you know, you can't make the shit up. You know, I mean, I didn't even hope for this. It's not like I was like, you know, twiddling my thumbs one day and be like, I really hope, you know, wouldn't it be nice, you know, just to rub it in after their boy Kovalev lost. You know, wouldn't it be nice if like Povetkin tested positive and Shabranskyy got knocked the fuck out? You know? It's like something I wouldn't even like ask for that. I wouldn't even pray for that, because God would have been like, come on, you know, what do you want from me? You know, like, you know, but the boxing gods just gave it to me. They just laid it out. You know, they just laid it out. So thou shalt not spread ridiculous lies, right? Because when you do, you look stupid, right? That's the moral of the story, right? Nobody's saying you can't be wrong about a decision, or, you know, you can't. Nobody's even saying you could hype somebody up. But when everybody knows what you're doing, when you're hyping someone up for the sole purpose of trying to make another fighter look bad, when that's the primary reason that you're doing it, right? See, it was never about Shabranskyy, right? If Andre Ward was not campaigning at 175, all right, this talk of Shabranskyy would be non-existent. The hype that he's been getting would be non-existent. But the reality that he existed, you know, and when they saw what they saw, and they liked what they saw, I mean, you know, and then even though I saw a very undeveloped fighter who was nowhere near ready for the elite level, that's what I saw. And that's what I told people. But no, you're being a hater. You're just hating on Eastern Europeans. I'm hating. You know who was hating on Eastern Europeans that night in the ring? Barrera. I mean, he was hating on the fucking Eastern European, and he knocked him out. Right? So I'm the hater. But that's the reality. But this shit's fun. Right? And that's it. This is my final video on Shabranskyy. I'm done with Shabranskyy. Right? I mean, sure, if he has a fight, I'll do a video about it, stuff like that. Um, and, and, and no, if it gets worse, I'm not going to keep rubbing it in. But I could always change my mind, but I can always come back here. But I think I'm pretty much done. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Right, I got my laughs out. It's going to be Christmas Eve tomorrow, and then there's Christmas. And, man, I got some presents to give out to some family, and giving is such a great feeling. It really is, right? And then there's a New Year's, the last week of the New Year is coming, and I'm going to focus on more positive awards. Okay, Fighter of the Year, Fight of the Year, Knockout of the Year, some real serious awards, right? And that's that. Anyway, this is DStyleBoxing. I'm out.